Hello, everyone. This is Scott Langford, your friendly safety guy. Today, I'm here to talk about uh, fall protection harnesses and fall protection harness inspection. One of the main things we've really got to be concerned about if a safety professional such as myself or even the OSHA inspector comes on site, you're going to be asked, have you inspected your equipment today? And your response naturally should be yes, sir. Not only should it be yes, it should be yes, and let me show you how I do it. And make sure that you understand the concepts behind inspecting those harnesses. Harnesses also need to be inspected on a monthly basis and when they go in service, particularly when they go on service, and the monthly needs to be documented. Here I'll cover some of the things that you need to look for when you do an inspection on those. Okay, as you look here, you see that now this is a PDF, a fillable PDF. You can either print it out and fill it out, or fill it out on the computer and save it and print it out and keep it on file. But the first thing you've got to know is who the manufacturer is, because different manufacturers have different inspection criteria, and that would be found on the instructions that come with the harness. Next, you'll need the model number, the description, and the serial number. Okay, why these are important, and also the lot number. These numbers are important. If someone has a fall wearing the type of harness that you're inspecting, you want to be able to know what lot number that was, and model number, and the serial number, as well as the description, so that you can report it to other people. Report it to OSHA, report it to the manufacturer, so that they can put out a recall on it, or a notification on it, so that you can help save someone else from getting injured or more seriously killed. Date of manufacturer. Once again, you need to look the manufacturing date. Whatever the manufacturer says, the manufacturer may say good from this date for 5 years. Now, does that necessarily mean that the day you buy it? Not necessarily. What if it's on a inventory shelf for 2 years before it's pulled out and put in use? When you do that initial put in use inspection, that's when the date would start. Okay, and then you would have to ask about the company owner, who the company owner is, the name, who inspected it. Did you have a safety professional inspect it, or do you have a competent person in your company that can inspect those? And then that person has to sign it, and the date of the inspection, and you need to have the in-service date. Now we can talk about some of the types of harnesses that how we inspect these harnesses. Always look for the label. It's normally under a flap somewhere on one of these straps. Make sure it has the appropriate ANSI, OSHA, CSA marking. If it doesn't, it's a fail. Okay. Inspections are current, up to date. When you get through it, the answer should definitely be yes. The date of first use, you would get that from the marking on this label that's somewhere on the harness, and you would check that and make sure that it has that date of first use. If it doesn't, it needs to have one, or it becomes a fail. Some harnesses have an impact indicator. It could be a different color thread. It could be some kind of indicator that shows that harness has been deployed. If the harness has been deployed, it has any indication of being deployed, then it is a fail, and it needs to be taken out of service. At that point, not only does it need to be taken out of service, it needs to be rendered inoperable. It needs to be taken out of service, destroyed, or if it's been involved in an accident, then it needs to be rendered inoperable and saved for investigation purposes. The next thing we come to are the shoulder adjustment buckles. These are the shoulder adjustment buckles right here. You got the turnbuckle type, and then you've got the latch type. Those are the two different type. You need to check, make sure they're properly, no tears, no rips, no buckles aren't deformed, pitted, corroded, any type of things like that. And then you have the leg and waist buckles. Those are here. Okay. You need to check those as well. Make sure that they're not damaged, corroded, pitted. And D-rings, depending on the type of harness you may have, you got the side, the shoulder, the sternal. Some of them have them all. Some of them only have one in the back. You need to make sure you check all those and make sure they're not deformed or rusted or corroded. D-ring. You need to check those. Corrosion, pitting, nicks, any kind of deformity like that on any of the hardware. Next, you want to check the webbing. And you've got the shoulder, the chest, the leg, and the back straps. All this webbing needs to be inspected. It needs to be inspected for cuts, burns, or holes. If they have cuts, burns, or holes, then they're a fail. If they have paint on them, you can't have paint on them. It can hide defects, or it could be a corrosive to the nylon strap, so that would be a fail. Excessive wear, a competent person would determine whether it has excessive wear or not. If so, it would be a fail. Heat and UV damage, you see this a lot. For people, smaller companies that don't have as much of a safety program, they'll throw their harnesses in the back of the truck and the oil and the diesel fuel and the hydraulic oils and stuff like that, and it corrodes them. But check all your straps, all the webbing for that. Also, the stitching in those same areas, shoulder, chest, leg, and back. That stitching, if it could become frayed, it could become torn. And if you have any of that, then you need to take that out of service as well. That's just the beginning, guys. If you need help on training for these, make sure you give me a call or give your safety professional a call. Have him come out and do a brief tutorial on it. There's other components as well with the fall protection system. You have to have the anchorage points. That we'll cover that in another video. And then the lanyards or the lifelines, we'll cover that in another video as well. All of these go together to form an effective fall protection system that protects our men from the hazards of a fall. Remember this, that falls are the #1 cause of injury and death in the construction industry. And by us taking the time to inspect our equipment on a in-service, a monthly, and a daily routine, then we can prevent falls and send our guys home at a safer date. If you need any additional training on this to be a fall competent person, get with your safety professional. Call me. Get with me. We'll make it happen. We'll get somebody out there to give your guys training and get them competent in the arena of fall protection. Thank you.